Halloween.
Forever.
All right, Steven, I got one for you.
Ooh, goody.
How you feeling about one? Feeling up to one today?
I'm feeling up to one.
All right, just one. All right, I do have a few, so I'll give it a one. I'll keep it a one.
Yeah.
Don't want to overwhelm you here. You got some stuff coming your way, so I don't want to overwhelm you right off the bat. Why couldn't the Italian guy get in his house?
Why couldn't the Italian guy get in his house?
Yeah, just a regular Italian guy couldn't even get in his house.
just a regular standard old Italian.
Just
guy.
a regular,
just
a straight up regular Italian.
Just right down the middle, pizzelle eating Italian
He's
guy.
got a big twisty mustache, big black twisty mustache. Yeah. Why couldn't he
Lives
get in his
on
house?
the cover of a pizza box. Italian guy.
Yeah, he's got the big floppy chef's hat. Yeah, normal guy.
I don't know, Brian. Why couldn't he?
He had gnocchi.
Yes.
Welcome, boils and ghouls, to a motherfucking punishment episode of Halloween is Forever. I'm Brian.
Steve.
Gnocchi, like he got gnocchi.
Gnocchi.
But it's also the little dumplings that made out of the ricotta or perhaps of the potato.
A potato.
You like a potato or you like a ricotta?
I like a potato gnocchi.
Yeah. You're a real potato eater. I mean,
Yeah.
you're same.
I
I like 'em both.
literally just ate potatoes before I got on the fucking cast. Like it's just,
I did. I had some potatoes. I had some leftover beef stew with potatoes for lunch. So yeah, we're potato eaters from way back. Anyway, guys, you might be asking why the Italian jokes? Well, hold your fucking horses. We'll talk about it in a hot second. But this is, of course, a punishment episode. So I picked a movie, made Steve watch it. We're going to talk about it. But before we get to all that nasty mess, I can't go any longer without slurping on this beer that I just poured. So do you have anything wet, yellow wet one? And are you slurping on it? And how wet is that thing?
I have a wet one. I'm slurping on it, and it do be very wet.
Nice.
This is slightly themed to the episode.
Sure.
Because I have from the Brooklyn Brewery, the Playa del Brooklyn, which means Virginia Beach.
Okay. Sure.
It does mean beach of Brooklyn, but it is their lime lager. So we're winding down summer here, and you get a nice little zesty lime lager out there.
Okay.
It's nice and bright. It's not as clear, like it's pretty clear, but it's not like a Kolsch or a Helles clear.
Okay,
it's pretty clear.
Right. It's pretty clear. Yeah, you're holding on to the last vestiges of summer. I am diving headfirst into fall, Stephen. I am drinking on. This is my very first sip of this year's. Well, that's the glass, but here I'll show you the can of this year's Sierra Nevada Oktoberfest Fest beer. Beer I look forward to every year. They always do a wonderful job. It's always a little bit different every year. They collaborate with a different German brewery every year. This year they're collaborating with Hoppebrau. And you know what? They talk about how it's not like a Märzen style Oktoberfest this year. It's a fest beer. But then I poured it out, and boy, that's a pretty amber colored beer. Usually fest beer, quite pale, like slightly richer golden hue version of like a Helles.
Yeah, that looks pretty dark on my end.
Yeah. I mean, I think on the screen it's looking just slightly darker than it is in real life here, but it is a decidedly, pale amber colored brew. But I will say, drinking on it doesn't have, you could just tell it doesn't have a ton of Munich malt in it. And I think that's the main distinction a lot of times for, for German brewers is it a Munich malt bomb? Because that's usually what you're going to think of when you think of an Oktoberfest. If you think of like Einger Oktoberfest. Like that's a very traditional Märzen style Oktoberfest. And it is like all Munich malt. It is just a loaf of bread in a glass. And this is actually drinking pretty light and crisp. And it's got a nice little hop character to it. Although I will say, admittedly, my senses are not great right now. Your boy is going on week 2 of having a nasty cold, whatever the fuck this virus is that's going around. And not only can I not hear out of my right ear, but my sinuses are a fucking disaster. So, probably not the best time for sensory assessment. But it do be wet, and I'm drinking on it, and it's getting me into that fall spirit here. This is coming out on the 24th of August. So this is right at the end of August. It's pretty much September, which means it's Oktoberfest season, and it's pretty much goddamn Halloween. So let's get into it. I did buy my first. I had my first pumpkin beer last week. I bought a 12-pack of Dogfish Head pumpkin already, so I've been getting into that. So I'm diving head first in this motherfucker, Steve.
I have something as well because I had mentioned it on a previous episode. It's candy. I got some candy.
Oh, you got some candy?
Yeah, we was talking about the Tootsie Roll. They put out a harvest pack.
Was that a DJ P? What's the? Is it DJ P Pants? The spider from
MCP
Hunger Force?
MCP
Pants. Right.
Yeah.
I got candy.
Give me that candy. It's a giant spider. Yeah. But I got the harvest mix of Tootsie Rolls, which they are it's candy corn, sweet cinnamon, pumpkin spice, and caramel apple. Yeah. They're pretty good. I'm pretty addicted to them now.
Yeah.
So
they sound phenomenal.
Yeah. I think you might like them, but I don't know if you were this way growing up, but I was a bigger fan of the white vanilla Tootsie Rolls than just like the straight up regular ones.
I do think that means you are a demon, but
yes,
I do not dislike the white ones. But I wouldn't prefer them over the chocolate. I'm a big fan of a Tootsie Pop because I love that crunching through and then having that textural contrast. And I'm also just a hard candy lollipop guy, so I love to have that in the middle. I was a big fan of the Footies, which are like the fruit. Tootsie Rolls as well.
Yeah,
I fuck with all of them.
I you know what? I like those as well. I think it was just the regular chocolate Tootsie Rolls I didn't like. For whatever reason. But so quick review on the harvest mix because I think they're all kind of start with the base of the white vanilla.
Okay, makes sense.
And then add in flavors to them. The caramel apple is actually pretty terrible. It's kind of the worst. Yeah.
I would have thought that would have been one of the surefire home runs.
That's what I would have thought too. Candy corn is actually pretty good.
I mean, I fuck with candy corn. I actually had a bag of the Brock's mallow pumpkins like in my hand like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, all right, it's too early, Bri. Put it back. So I didn't partake yet, but boy, I'm just counting down the days to eating on some candy corn.
As a candy corn hater, I was surprised. But part of the reason why I hate candy corn is the texture to begin with.
Sure. So yeah, candy corn is not an inoffensive flavor. It's just kind of vanilla, like literally like a vanilla type flavor. So yeah, people don't like the waxiness, but your boy does. Does.
The sweet cinnamon, I like it, but this is going to sound derogatory. It's the way your child brain would think eating a candle would taste like.
Okay. Sure.
It's the way your child brain would think, oh, I'm going to eat that cinnamon candle and it'll taste and chew exactly like this because it does. So it's like eating a cinnamon candle. And then the pumpkin spice is probably the best one. It's really good. And it just it's actually not overly sweet. And it's not overly disgusting. So I don't know. But yeah, I think you'll like this. And I just want to put it out there. It's the thing everybody should be buying.
It's the thing.
Tootsie Rolls are back, baby.
Hot thing. Tootsie Rolls are back. I love a Tootsie Roll. Tootsie Roll, people forget, it's just taffy. It's just damn taffy, right? Yeah. Like people think it's like its own unique thing. No, it's just taffy with a marketing budget. I am still I was down in beautiful Myrtle Beach, the Yinzer Riviera, if you will,
where they have
week.
taffy.
Yeah, and we went to like a store that, you know, literally they're making it on site and like throwing it in your mouth kind of thing, like of good like saltwater taffy. So me and my kids and my parents were there as well, my mom as well. Big taffy heads. So we've been munching on some nice fresh soft saltwater taffy. Got the freaking coffee. There was a peanut butter flavor that was phenomenal. There was all different magical flavors. So I'm still working my way through that. And then, as soon as that calendar turns over here in about a week, I'm delving full blast. I will say I already, because I couldn't resist, you know me with the monster cereals.
Right.
I saw the monster cereals. I grabbed them up. Right. Grabbed a box of each. They're only doing 3 this year, which was the same thing last year. And they're bringing back maybe my favorite box of all time, which was the Jim Henson. They're not Muppets technically because they're not Disney. They're Jim Henson puppets. But the Muppet versions of Count Chocula, Boo Berry, and Frankenberry last year, maybe my favorite boxes of all time. And I collect these boxes. I have dozens of Monster cereal boxes from throughout the years. And they brought them back this year, a little different design, obviously, to the box, but they have the puppets back this year, which I was excited about. And I'm already through an entire box of Count Chocula and onto the Frankenberry. So your boy can't control himself. So you get a couple of them little Daddy's Magic Whistle. Hit that a couple times before bed, and I can polish off a box real fucking fast. That's for sure. So that was my first foray, as is tradition.
And he becomes the night killer of cereal.
And then I show up, and then I slip on my mask, of course, and then I eat a whole box of cereal. All right, guys, we are going to get to some night killing here in a hot second. But we got a couple other things we got to do at the top of the show. Guys, we are going to announce what our September Showdown topic is going to be. All yins out there on the social medias and on the Discord and all that stuff, you voted and you decided what it was going to be. You might be asking yourself, especially this time of year, we get a lot of new listeners, and you might be saying, what the hell is a showdown? What's a punishment? What's going on here? Guys, hold your horses and cool your britches. And I almost said hold your britches, and you can, if you want, hold your britches. But I'm going to explain to you what that's all about. We deliver some sticky, sweet, and spicy content on the internet every Monday. But the first 3 Mondays of the month specifically, we do our showdown every single month. And our showdown is essentially we have a particular topic. This topic could be a trope. It could be a subgenre of horror. It could be a particular performer. It could be a lot of different things. And we get those potential topics from a spinny ass wheel. We got about a bajillion potential topics on there. Every month we spin it 3 times. We get 3 potential topics we put out there in the social medias for our friends and listeners to vote on. They pick what the topic's going to be, and then me, Steven, and our guest, or sometimes our collective Patreon community, which was the case here in August, picks movies associated with those topics. We'll talk about what went down here in August in a hot second, but first we got to announce what it's going to be for September. We had 3 potential topics. We had non-werewolf transformations, which I thought was an interesting one. It's the first time that's come up. We had blood blank. So that could be a blood rage. That could be a blood harvest, right? That could be a blood and something else. That could be a blood and black lace, even if you wanted to go a little Italian as we're going this week. But what took it down, and I'm not surprised, is horniest horror. So we are going to dig deep into our sticky, stinky little stash under the bed and figure out what our favorite horniest horror movies are going to be for September. And I'm already cooking, Steve. I'm already looking and getting down there and trying to figure out what we're going to talk about in September. We're not going to announce our movies quite yet. And we are kind of in the final stages of figuring out who's going to be our guest, because we had somebody and then there's a scheduling conflict. So we're going to have them later. So we're going to have somebody different, but we'll tell you that in the coming weeks. First thoughts on horniest horror for September. Personally, I'm excited. What's your thoughts?
I've had a movie in the chamber as a punishment film for a better part of 6 months that I've just been sitting on this film because it's so stupid, and the title is so on the nose.
Okay.
My only hesitation is that the movie's kind of bad because again, it started as a punishment film. But it's a Swiss Army knife of selections, you would say. Yeah, but on the other hand, it's so on the nose, it's so correct, and
it's so annoying. It's so frightening. It doesn't wear a shirt.
Yeah, it doesn't wear. It does not wear a shirt for sure. It's horny.
Right.
It's horniest horror, Brian. It does not wear a shirt.
Sure.
And if I just take it, well, then I don't have to worry about whether or not I win or lose because I already get a punishment film in. So,
you know me, I've approached showdowns in that way before. So I can't argue with that logic. I will say I have a couple of movies in mind that are drastically different. I mean, I've probably got 5 that I'm thinking about still, and I haven't narrowed them down. One of which I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but the first 40 minutes I'm feeling pretty good about. Is a little bit more of a serious film, and then I've got another one that's just fucking wacky kookiness. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've got a lot of narrowing down to do. So, but I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited. It's a new topic. We're gonna get. Yeah.
I'm definitely curious as to where we all go, because like you said, you already have a bunch that are running the gamut of are they serious or are they not? Like, one of the first films that came to mind obviously was Demons with Linnea Quigley, or literally anything with Linnea Quigley,
or Night of the Demons.
Yeah. Anything with Linnea Quigley is showing off. So yeah. Oh,
one of the ones that are on my list may or may not have Miss Linnea Quigley in it.
Yeah.
It's not Night of the Demons, although that's a good one. But I always think about that as a Halloween movie first and foremost. But it is decidedly horny and sleazy. And do you go with sleazy, or do you go with more psychosexual? You know what I mean? You go in a lot of different directions. So I'm excited. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. We are gonna get just sweaty and sticky in September with some horny horror. If you've got suggestions, or if you got topics you want to suggest for us to put on the wheel, or if you got whatever, you just want to say hello, go follow us on the social medias at Halloween's Forever on all of them. You can slide in the old DMs if you want to, or you can send us one of them old-fashioned emails at halloweenisforeverpod@gmail.com if you feel so inclined. Before we get into what my punishment movie and all that stuff, why don't you tell the boys and ghouls what's going on over on Patreon? Because we got some silly shit going on over there too.
Yeah, you jump on patreon.com/HalloweenIsForever. You give us $5 dues, and you get a bunch of things. You know what you get new, Brian? You get quips. I've been saying
quips.
Quipping? I've been quipping on Patreon.
Watch out, boys! Watch out, guys! Steve's quipping.
I have. It's so they integrated profiles, and so they also added this quip feature that I don't know what it does.
Okay.
And so I just like to use it. It's, I just
you're a pioneer in the world of quipping.
Yeah, I just put things out. I'm like, I don't know, maybe somebody's paying attention to it, maybe not. And sometimes I find it very funny. Our smallest audience is Patreon.
Sure.
I find it very funny to just put out a quip that's just for them and for nobody else. And
sure,
it's just our patrons, not the masses of followers that we have on Instagram and all the psychos that wander in and out on threads. It's just our small, quiet knit group. And I'm like, hey guys, go check out. There's a new Backrooms Prelude that I put out for them. I was like, hey, check this out. It's part of this. So,
all right.
Yep. But
just quipping.
Aside from quips, you get a whole bunch of other stuff too. You get reviews.
It's mainly quips, but You do get a couple other things.
Yeah, mainly go for the quips, but you get reviews and recos. October coming up, which means I'm shifting in. Jerry, I'm shifting into 31 days mode.
Here it comes. Here it comes.
So got 31 days of horror coming up in October, and we have a monthly exclusive podcast that you get every month, and we're winding down on that as well. So you got a new series starting in November as this current series ends in October.
Yep. You also get all the backlogs of all of the Patreon exclusive podcast series Stephen and I have done over the last few years now. We take turns punishing each other with weird ass kind of themes. So the first time around, Steve made me watch all the Fast and the Furious movies. I still have not forgiven him for that. I would urge you not to watch them, but it is fun to listen along and make us listen to us make fun of them. We also did Youth Group is Forever, where we talked about a bunch of shitty, weird, right-wing Christian propaganda horror movies that are absolute dog shit and are fun to make fun of. And then Steve made me watch a bunch of weird-ass, like, forgotten 90s comedies that all have horror ties to them. That was real fucking weird. And now I am currently hosting oh my gosh, why can't it's what's the name of the series? I'm blanking, Steve.
Way to go. It's a real long one too, because it is God is not forever, a roadmap to killing God's dumb ass.
All I could think of was Youth Group is not forever. I couldn't get past that. God is not forever. And we're figuring out through the lens of cinema how to hopefully finally successfully complete my year-over-year my New Year's resolution, which is to kill God. So we're going to try to commit deicide and learn how to do it through the lens of cinema. So we're watching a bunch of weird religious, spiritual, existential shit, exploring the nature of consciousness and putting together a plan. And it's going pretty good, I think, so far. But yeah, we are wrapping up. We've got 3 episodes left. We got 1 episode coming out this month. We'll have 1 in September, 1 in October, and then we'll be kicking it back over to Steve. But literally, a couple hundred probably extra hours of content on there. And then you also get to, if you feel so inclined, if you do the Patreon, you can join us here, which we oftentimes do have a bunch of lovely Patreon listeners with us in the Discord when we record live. So you get to experience that live and pop things in the chat and make fun of us and, chit chat with us while we're recording. And that's always a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, Stephen, before we jump into this son of a bitchin' punishment?
Yes. I have good news, bad news, good news.
You're putting off the inevitable. It's coming.
I actually, I'm not trying to put it off. I actually didn't mind this movie for as dog shit as it is. Worst. Yeah,
it's a campy fun thing, not a fuck you, deal with this.
Yeah. It is a piece of shit, but it's fun. It's fun. Yeah. But no, just a quick little bit of good news, bad news, good news. So good news, and I think we may have talked about this in the past, but I'm not sure. But do you know what the name of the last Fast and the Furious film is going to be? And I think we
Steve,
influenced this.
So I know so little, and that I didn't even know there was going to be another one, because I thought when they came to the realization that Vin Diesel is a sex pest, they just kind of put that on the semi-permanent back burner. Is that not accurate?
Brian, they tried and it won't die. And you know what? I think
it's like hepatitis C.
Yeah, it's like Hep C. It's
and
like
C stands for cars.
It I think we had an influence on this, bro. Because
you think so?
Our series on Patreon is called Family is Forever, about Fast and Furious.
Oh no.
Guess what the name of the final Fast and the Furious movie is?
Family Forever?
Fast Forever.
Oh no. That sucks. I mean, we're gonna obviously have to cover it.
Yeah.
Just for my completionist nature is not gonna allow me to not. I've seen all these movies. I've sat through these movies, some of which are 2.5+ hours long and feel like 5 and 6 hours long. So my armor's built up. You know what I mean? I can stand them. But I mean, are they bringing the sex pest back? I mean, there's multiple sex pests associated with this franchise. I mean, one of which is luckily dead.
Well, they're also bringing that one back too. So
they won't let him die, unfortunately, any more than he already is. But
so here's the bad news for you: it starts filming in December. Yeah.
Yikes!
But here's the good news: maybe, it doesn't come out till March 2028.
Well, hopefully I'll be dead by then. And you have to watch it.
You now have a ticking clock to get your affairs in order for over a year.
I know. I got to update my will. I got to do a lot of things between now and March of 2028.
Hit the lottery and blow your brains out, and then like your kids are taken care of.
I got to do something.
And you don't have to watch Fast Forever.
I can't be on an Earth where there's another Fast and the Furious movie. All right. Well, that's bad news. A bit of good news, guys. Your boy took down the belt. The championship strap is back on its with its rightful owner on its rightful shoulder. Steven, you insolent bastard, along with our collective Patreon community of insolent bastards. Jim, who picked the movie for the Patreon this week. You all tried. You came at the king, and you came at the bull. You got the horns, right? So I took it down in our Christopher Lee Showdown, and I'm back on my old bullshit. I'm not doing this, hey, it's this, it's that. I picked a movie that's more recognizable, and it's voting. Voting went in my favor. No, to the victor go the spoils.
That's exactly what
we always say. As we always say. To the victor go the spoils. So I'm gonna wear it proud. It's spooky season is upon us. I'm gonna be wearing the belt down at the Giant Eagle, get my discount on Isley's Chip Chopped Ham, and I'm gonna take full advantage of it. But I did take it down in the Christopher Lee Showdown. We had my movie, which was The Wicker Man, versus Curse of Frankenstein, which was the Patreon pick, versus Horror Express, which was your pick. And you tried to pick, you tried to do the most underhanded manager, Mr. Fuji move you could think of, which was to sprinkle in a little Kelly Savalas. That's like putting the brass knuckles under your boxing gloves. You tried to bring the Telly Savalas in there and try to come over the top on me. Didn't work. I fended off all comers, and I took home that son of a bitch and championship strap. So I got to pick the Punishment movie for this month, which we're going to talk about tonight. That movie is a little ditty from the year of our Lord, 1990, and it's called Night Killer. Steven, were you familiar with Night Killer before you watched it this week?
Not in the least.
Yeah. I was pretty confident this one was going to come out of left field. I did not expect you to have seen this one. This is a deep cut. This is a disaster of a production that is actually a miracle that it ever saw the light of day, let alone is continuing to be available for viewership, 35 years later, 35 plus years later. But this is an Italian-American co-production, directed and produced by Italians, shot primarily in the United States with American actors. But it is essentially two movie. It's Spookies-esque in a way, in the sense that it was one movie and then someone else decided to make it something else and shot some additional scenes and just spliced it together, and it makes absolutely zero fucking sense. This is Night Killer, aka Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, which is how it was marketed in Italy.
Well, technically, sort of, yes. It wasn't fully Texas Chainsaw 3, which did come out in America in 1990, but its title in Italy was Non aprite quella porta 3, and which is Don't Open That Door, which is the name that the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was in Italy. So they made a bunch of fucking like fake sequels to, you know, Texas Chainsaw, and they just threw that name on there and like to get
which
people
they
in the
love
door.
to do.
Yeah, love to do
forever in Italy, right? They're like, fuck you and your copyright laws in the US. Come try, right? Just try us. So we are going to literally market this as the same name as we did Texas Chainsaw Massacre and try to trick people into thinking that it has some relation there. It obviously doesn't. I was affectionately referring to this as, of course, we're all familiar with Freddy versus Jason.
Mm-hmm.
This is Freddy versus Miss 45. But also it's just Italian melodrama diarrhea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the only way to put it. It's absolutely horrible. There was a director who tried to make like a psychological thriller, and then somebody else, the producer said, no, we can't market this movie. We need to capitalize on this whole slasher, keep capitalizing this whole slasher thing. So let's just inject a little bit of gore and try to make it a supernatural slasher a la Freddy Krueger. And none of it works.
Nope. And
it ends up just being just a dripping river of diarrhea. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So like I said, 1990, directed by Claudio Fragasso, and also apparently Bruno Mattei gets credit as well. But Claudio Fragasso was also the director of cult classic Troll 2, also released in 1990. So
from the same year.
The fact that this man directed, and these movies were released, Troll 2 and Night Killer in the same year, he just should be happy that I'm pretty sure Italy did away with capital punishment prior to this, because this man should have been put to death by making both these movies in the same year.
So I think the Italians would let him get away with it, but it's us that should have like held him, you know, just like in some sort of supermax.
Should have extradited him. Yeah, should have extradited him back to the U.S. and tried him for his crimes.
Yeah, and in both films, he takes a nom de plume that's very more American, because on this film he credits himself as Clyde Anderson, and Troll 2 he's credited as Drake Floyd, and so he just has like the authorities running around America looking for Drake Floyd and Clyde Anderson as he's you know, twiddling his thumbs on his way back to Italy, like, hey, they'll never suspect me.
They'll never find me. It's me, Claudio. So I mean, he's also responsible for so much schlocky dog shit, and don't get me wrong, Troll 2, so much fun, right? It's a cult classic for a reason, because it is just it's kind of the height of camp, right? Of pure camp, in the sense it is not self-aware, really, at all. You know what I mean? Nor is this movie, and that's what I think makes it such fun. Is it is just pure. Unironic camp. He also did Rats: Night of Terror. He also did 1984. And then 1986, Monster Dog. I have not seen Monster Dog. I have seen After Death from 1989. It is really, really fucking awful as well. And then he did Beyond Darkness, which was marketed in Italy as House 5. That also came out in 1990. So he directed these 3 films in 1990. And they all, just for some reference, floating around, you know, a balmy between 2 and 2.5 on the letterbox. So, a genre film has to be pretty dog shit to get like below a 2.8. So Claudio decided he was going to do this and I even watched some interviews with him talking about it, where he was like, I've seen him multiple times refer to himself as an auteur as well.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like the self-awareness is just not there with Claudio, which makes this all the more fun. He decided he was going to make like this like pulpy, melodrama, psychological murder thriller, but he definitely is trying to make it at least a little bit Freddy coded, if you will, because he's got a guy with a mask that is like a melted burn face, burn victim looking mask. We'll talk a little bit about what the mask looks like here in a little bit, but that's just the general vibe. And then it's just a rubber Halloween mask. And then he's got him wearing these big rubber Halloween hands that have long, sharp fingernails. So they're not blades like Freddy, but he definitely treats them a little bit like Freddy, and slashes people with them and things like that. We'll get into why that is decidedly fucking stupid and doesn't work and contradicts itself in terms of its nature like 50 times over. But he made this movie, and then they said, the producers, the people responsible for selling this movie were like, no, we need to make this more of a slasher, and also for some reason give it a supernatural element, which they shot additional like gore scenes, ended up just kind of seemingly splicing them into the movie with no real intention or understanding of how it's going to affect the story, and then just let that motherfucker ride. So it makes absolutely no sense. We start out with what I can only describe as the worst dancers ever in a movie. And it starts out, they're on a stage, and there's like a choreographer and a dance troupe, and she's kind of coaching them on. And it's so comical the way they're dancing, how bad the dancing is, that you think, oh, this is going to be very jokey.
Right.
Like when I first watched this, I was like, oh, this is going to be really jokey. It almost is like how you'd imagine a dance troupe in like a trauma movie or something like that to be dancing.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is.
Yeah, they're all out of sync. The music is fucking nonsense. Like
all the music in this entire movie is nonsense.
Well,
but yes, this is just noise.
Yeah, this is noise. Like, you have no idea what show they're trying to even attempt. You're like, this must be an original production, because I don't recognize a single minute of this.
No. We have this choreographer. She's kind of, hey, do this, good job, move this way, blah blah blah. And we get introduced to Elizabeth, who's running late. She's one of the dancers. She's showing up a little bit late. She's also Fran Drescher, full Fran Drescher. Like, the way she speaks, it sounds like she's doing a Fran Drescher impression.
You see her run in. You see her run in from the back of the house, and you're like just seeing like, oh, here comes this young blonde who's a lead, in the show, and she's late for her show. And then they cut to the close up, and it is a 45-year-old woman who sounds like she smoked Christy Alley, because she just comes up and she's like, I'm sorry, I'm late.
The trains, they're running behind. Yeah,
the trains were behind. I'm so sorry. I'll go get changed right now. And it's like, whoa.
Because the voice that comes out of her is not what you're expecting. And of course she's scolded, hey, this can't happen again, blah blah blah. She goes back. We see that she is being stalked by not the traditional Italian black gloved killer in the moderately proud history and tradition of giallo films, but a floppy rubber gloved killer. So you gotta get the vibe of what you're and right off the bat. Well, I won't jump ahead. I'll hold that thought for a second. We see this man in a black trench coat, and a very obvious rubber mask. And I mean, this would be on the bottom to lower tier of masks at like a Spirit Halloween, right? I mean, you can see the seam in the back of the head of it. You can see, his lips moving, and his skin a totally different color underneath the mask.
Yeah.
So
it has like those eye slits that are like above the eyes of the mask. So it's just like, it's clearly like they pulled this off the shelf of whatever Spirit Halloween was in 1990.
Yeah. They paid $20 for this mask off the shelf. And so the question right off the bat, as a first-time viewer of this movie, becomes, is this a mask that is supposed to represent the real character we're seeing, and we're supposed to be viewing this person as this like misformed burn victim type of character? Or is this somebody wearing a Halloween costume, essentially? And you don't know. But then the way he dispatches poor Fran Drescher is by punching through her chest like it's paper mache.
Which is...
So you're like, oh, he's supernatural.
Yeah.
Like he's doing Mortal Kombat finishers on her.
Yeah, that we're talking how it's supposed to look like Freddy Krueger, but that's a very Jason fucking move.
Yes, 100%. Punches not just into her chest, through the other side with his little rubber fist. So, as a first-time viewer, you're going, oh, no, this is some sort of supernatural monster killer, and we're meant to take this mask and gloves at face value.
Yeah.
And that's that. You have no reason to believe anything else at this point in the movie, right? So you're like, wow, this is just perhaps the worst practical effects on the planet, right? So the choreographer, who is having like all of a sudden a nervous breakdown because she just realized she hired, fucking Goof Troop for the show. She goes back to find Elizabeth. Okay.
I gotta stop you because I swear she has a real thought come out in this moment because
she's definitely improvising a little bit, so it makes sense.
She's improvising and she's watching these dancers just be out of sync and be fucking terrible. And one of them tries to take the spotlight for a minute, whatever. And she just stops them all. She's like, no, stop, enough. And she tries to get across the idea of what's wrong. And she's just stammering because she's improving. She can't she doesn't actually know anything about dance, so she can't explain why it's bad. She just knows it's bad. And then she just has a real thought come out, which I think is about the entire production. And she's just like, this show sucks.
Yeah.
And then she just excuses herself. She's like, you know what? I actually just went too far. I got to get off the stage because I am now yelling real shit.
Yeah, she's pulling from her personal experience that she is experiencing currently whenever she has the outburst. So she's having a bit of a spell. She decides she's got to go find Elizabeth. She goes to the back room. She discovers the killer. And again, you can see the skin, you can see the seam on the back of the mask. You can see that it is a mask coming, it's not even tucked in most of the time to the trench coat or whatever he's wearing. So you think, you want to say, we're supposed to know this is a mask. There's no way we're not supposed to know this is a mask, but he just punched through someone's chest. So he has supernatural strength. So what are we meant to understand here? Right. We just saw the gloves be very floppy and rubber, and to the point where he turns around, grabs the wall, and they're bent over. The fingers are clearly 3 times the length of his actual fingers, and are flopping around because they're made of rubber. But they're obviously not floppy rubber, because he then uses them to slash the choreographer's throat, which she does not like.
No.
She's she responds very negatively to it. So she runs away. We see a close-up, not unlike the close-up with no faces of the punch through the chest. We see a close up of a throat being being opened up and a giant gash and blood squirting out everywhere. Then she runs away, and the killer creature, whatever the fuck, turns and goons right down the fucking barrel of the camera. First of all, which happens so often in this movie, but a chase ensues. And we start to realize, even though it's from a distance and her back's, she's turning around, she's got her hand around her throat, running, but she moves it occasionally, because this is kind of a prolonged chase scene, like through the back corridors of this theater and then out onto the mezzanine. And we start to realize her throat is no longer slashed, and she has recovered fully from that wound. However, she does get to the back of the theater, and she's up in the mezzanine, and she's holding her throat like she has been slashed, but there is zero blood, and she's fine for all intents and purposes. Besides, it seems like she can't talk. But again, no blood, no giant gash, anything like that we just saw. She is acting her capital A acting her balls off. And this is a theme throughout this movie, is everyone who was hired in this movie is a horrible actor, but also a monstrous overactor.
This is
insane.
Like, when I started watching this film, and I'm like on this scene, and I'm like, everything fucking sucks. Everything is broke. Like, why is everything broke? And then I go on IMDb and look up who directed it. Because again, in the credits, they tell you it's Clyde Anderson. And I go, I don't know a Clyde Anderson. What the fuck has Clyde Anderson ever done? And then I go and look it up, and I go, and I see, Claudio and Bruno as the directors. And I go, yes. Okay. Yeah. The two most like bumbling Laurel and Hardy Italian directors that have ever existed.
Yeah. And we didn't even talk about Bruno Mattei, but he's got, he directed some other, they directed more than one movie as a tandem, but I didn't even, because he's actually got way more movies, but I got sidetracked on Troll 2, but he did Night of the Zombies, which is awful. Yeah. But fun. It's still actually kind of fun, but in a very corny, stupid way. He also directed another cult classic, Cruel Jaws, from 1995. And then the other one that I'm really familiar with is Robo War, which is just an absolute fucking treat.
Cruel Jaws, obviously, I was very familiar with, and it's known as Jaws 5 in Italy. That's their trick. And then he also, I didn't realize he directed something called Terminator 2 from 1989. So
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Just scummy asshole behavior from these guys.
Yeah. There's a couple that I actually do want to see. He did one in 1977 called Private House of the SS. And it definitely looks like an Elsa type of, she-wolf of the SS type thing. And then the other one that I have regrettably seen, and it does have some funny moments, is 1983's Women's Prison Massacre. So again, ripoffs of IP, women in prison movies. You get the vibe of what these guys are doing, right? There's another one that is just very clearly a Crocodile Dundee ripoff. A lot of cannibal films, again, you get, and then what a theme throughout this is virtually everyone who is involved in this production has been involved in some form of pornography.
That too, yeah.
Yeah, they've either directed porn, they've acted in porn, and no shame, but you get the idea. This is the level of acting. One final credit from 2004 from Bruno, Snuff Trap. So just not to belabor the director thing, but this is what we're getting.
You're saying that's his last director? Oh, I don't think so, Brian. I don't think so.
No, not his most. That's just the last one I wanted to mention.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because he actually goes up to 2007 with like Island of the Living Dead, and then he has another one that's like I don't know. There's some porno-y looking things. What was the one I was like? Oh, Mondo Cannibal. That sounds fun. From 2004.
Yeah. So you understand what you're getting here. So yeah, what's her face? The choreographer, she's acting very, very hard. She's really chewing the scenery here as she's holding her throat, but there's no blood. And then he does his finisher to her, which is of course the chest punch, which we've now seen twice in 3 minutes, and she does a full front flip off the balcony. So that's fun. Cut directly to a little girl's bedroom. And we've got Melanie, who is our main kind of protagonist. And she is brushing the hair of her daughter, Clarissa. And the theme music from this is all over the place, but this scene and a lot of scenes, you're getting very like Twin Peaksy type of melodrama music in the background. There's other stuff that goes wild all over the place. We get this one track later that just sounds a lot like a cross between like the Law and Order, not Special Victims, the original Law and Order theme mixed with like Seinfeld. I mean, like the beeps and boops and stuff.
Yeah, it comes almost immediately after this, like you're saying, Twin Peaksy melodrama of like, she's brushing her daughter's hair and she's like looking wistfully into the distance and is like, weird and like kind of disconnected from the world. And she sends her daughter out with some guy. And it's not explained. It's like, he's come for, weekend visitation. So I thought it was her dad. It's like, okay.
I did too. Oh, there's no way anybody would think anything else.
Yeah.
Right. It's so bizarre. You have clearly a mother and clearly a daughter. And then you have a random handsome dude showing up, picking up the daughter. And you go, oh, this is the dad, or this is the ex-husband dad, something like that. You have to assume this.
Yeah.
Not at all the case. Just a family friend.
Just a guy. And then he whisks the kid off. And as he's taking the kid away, that's when it starts playing this night court Beverly Hills Cop Law and Order ass music. Like it really feels like a mishmash of all three themes just kind of bumping into each other. But like you hear the kind of the guitar. Bow, 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 bow.
And a sax comes in. It's crazy. It's one part. And also I will say a little bit They Live. It reminds me a little bit of a couple of the tracks in They Live too.
Yeah,
so it's like 2 parts Law and Order theme, 1 part Seinfeld, 1 part John Carpenter. It's fucking wild. Yeah. So this random guy who at this point you definitely think it's her dad puts the little girl and another woman in a car with another woman, which we learn is Annie. We don't know who these people are. You're like, why did the dad put it in the car with another woman? No. Neither of these, it's not his dad. It's just, these are just neighbors. These are just friends of Melanie, Sherman and Annie. They just live in the same, I don't know, building or something. You have no way of understanding what is actually happening. You come to realize that stuff all later when you actually understand the relationships here. But at this point, it's bizarre. Very, very throws you off the scent big time. And not on purpose. It's just poor filmmaking.
Yeah.
Mel is now, home by herself. So she promptly turns, changes into a nightie, basically like lingerie, like a long flowing, frilly lingerie, and gets a sandwich, which is like a pretty bomb ass looking sandwich. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was watching this. I was like, ooh, damn, that kind of looks good. Looks like some bologna, maybe. I don't know. And she sits down on the couch and her sandwich is ruined by a news report about this serial killer and slash rapist. And they are extremely, they make it double dog sure that they are going to mention at every single turn that this is also a rapist. Like, they mention that the killer sexually assaults his victims every single time. They probably mention it 6 times, 8 times in this movie.
Yeah.
So they just really want you to know that this isn't just your regular killer. This is a deviant sexual rapist as well.
Yeah, it's every time there's a news story, which there's probably about 4.
Yeah,
the doctor makes sure, and then the detectives make sure. They also bring it up every chance they get. So it's just like, we gotta catch this rapist. He had her for 8 hours and he raped her. And it's like, yeah, dude, stop repeating it. We get what happened.
They really, really want to like make this like, this is such an for someone who's seen as many Italian horror films as we have. This is something that Italian filmmakers love to lean into, and because it makes it more obviously violent and awful, but I think they also feel like it adds a little bit of like a tabloid sensationalism that they're looking for too,
Yeah.
So they really love to lean into that, whereas like American filmmakers for whatever reason are much less willing to like play that card. The Italian filmmakers, no, sir. They not a damn bit of hesitancy. They will play that card every single time.
Yeah. What was the film that we did a long time ago? Torso. They like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, they love leaning into it in Torso. Like
that whole movie, the psychosexual thing. Yeah, that is like, they lean into it hard.
Because in that one, it's not even the killer. Like, just some random dudes are also rapists.
Yeah. Everyone in that movie is a rapist, pretty much. It is. It's damn Fast and the Furious over there.
Yeah,
it's just the whole film full of rapists. So she decides I'm gonna sit down and write about it. I don't know what Melanie's job is, and I could not stop thinking about the scene the sketch in I think you should leave about the I don't know, is the job is tables. I don't know what to say. Like, it's just tables. No, but I don't know what her job is. She, for most of the movie, doesn't seem to have a job, but she clearly does something with writing or the press or something, because she has multiple phone lines in her home, which would have been very abnormal at the time. And she's clearly like writing something, but they just let that die. So we don't know why she's writing, but maybe she's a reporter. Maybe we don't know.
It's one of those, this is actually like Neil Breen filmmaking, in that after she leaves the TV, we open up on a scene in her office, and she just has books. Like there's no cohesive sense to the books. Like, they're not her books that she wrote. It's just, she has books, and they're center frame, and there's no cohesion to them or anything. They just want you to think that, oh yeah, hey, this bitch reads. Check it out.
She does something with words.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what, yeah. And then she turns into a tiger, but I'm just kidding. That's Neil Breen thing. Whatever. So then she gets a phone call, and it is some like greaser leather daddy calls from a bar, and we only see him from behind, but he has greasy black hair, and he's wearing a leather jacket, and he's got leather freaking isotoner gloves on. And she goes from 0 to 60. He's like, trying to talk to her. She's obviously kind of annoyed that he's calling. We don't know the relationship, anything. And she just goes, listen, I don't have anything to say to you except don't call me anymore. And this is when you first see Melanie's acting. The performer playing Melanie, like, she acts I mean, capital A act. She's putting all the emotions into every single scene. So this is when that line made me just like, okay, I'm gonna fall in love with this movie.
She's not fully unknown as an actress either. This is
no, she got work for sure.
Yeah, this is Tara Buckman, and she was in Cannonball Run, and she was one of the female racers in Cannonball Run. So like, yeah, like she's not unknown, but she is just, I don't know, dredging the bottom of Virginia Beach Bay or whatever, just pulling up garbage rolls for this.
Very striking features. She looks like an 80s model type, right? And she'd show up on a lot of like guest spots, like on a lot of television series throughout the 70s and 80s, basically. That was kind of her claim to fame. Like she showed up, again, not a regular star or a regular cast member, but she would show up in the Rockford Files. She was in Kojak. She showed up in Chips, the Hardy Boy Mysteries, Quincy,
TJ Hooker, Chips. Yeah, you said
just
Chips.
A bunch. She would just show up in all of this shit. Mostly TV, right? Mm-hmm. But she would just show up because she's a very striking looking woman. She was also in Silent Night, Deadly Night, as well. So she was in Silent Night, Deadly Night, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2. She was in a handful of genre films. Like, yeah, people would kind of know who she was. I kind of glanced over the cast because it's literally her.
Right.
And then there's a guy named Peter Hooton who you'll recognize. He's such a weird looking guy. Especially in this movie. In other movies I've seen him in, he has like a beard or at least like a goatee, and it makes his chin and butt chin look less pronounced.
Yeah.
But in this movie, he looks like fucking Mac Tonight. Like he's such an angular guy.
He
wasn't in a lot of films, but
he looks like somebody tried to draw Steve Guttenberg from memory. Like
sure. Yeah. And somebody who's like me drawing it from memory, like not a good artist. He wasn't in a lot of notable things. Genre fans might know him as he has relatively small role in Orca from 1977.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was in the original 1978 Inglourious Bastards, the Italian film. A lot of movies he's in are Italian films as well. And it's because he is just a bad actor. He's a very emotive, and he does a lot with his eyes and his face and his voice, but he's bad. God, he's fucking bad. I won't even talk about who he plays yet because it's so confusing, and it's like kind of gives it away, but kind of not.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then there is absolutely no one else of consequence in this movie. There's a guy named Richard Foster who plays Sherman, who is the guy who just randomly comes and picks up the daughter at the beginning and is just a friend of Melanie. He is in this movie, and then basically softcore gay porn.
Sick.
Like that's it.
Sick.
Yeah.
Actually, most of the cast goes like uncredited. Like it's just they were nobody's doing nothing. The one detective, Mel Davis, his credit is this.
Yeah, he has no other credits. Same thing with the Dr. Willow, which is the Timu Loomis. Like he's no other credits, So when I say the rest of the cast is like completely of no consequence, I mean, both the directors show up as reporters, but I mean, it is Tara Buckman, it is, Peter Hooton. And like I said, Richard Foster, you would have thought he would be in more. Maybe he was in some TV. I could see him doing like some like serialized, type of soap opera stuff maybe or something, because he just has that look about him. But yeah, just he's in softcore gay porn, mostly. He's in a movie called Boy's Life in 94, which is very clearly softcore gay porn. He was in another one called Pool Days, which is 27 minutes of softcore gay porn. So like, that's what he did. He randomly directed a movie in 2013 called So This Is Christmas, which stars, wait for it, Eric Roberts.
Oh God.
So,
that son of a bitch.
Yeah, this cast is deep. It's deep. Yeah. So she hangs up on the greaser, and we cut back to him, and he's so pissed. We don't see his face, which is important, but we see his big puffy isotoner gloves in the bar, and he squeezes his whiskey glass so hard it explodes. So we know he's up to no good. Melanie then starts to do Melanie things, and we'll start to understand what those are. In this instance, she walks up in front of the mirror, flops her boobies out, and just kind of caresses them in the mirror while delivering this melodramatic dialogue to herself about basically how her life sucks and that these are her tits, I guess. She's literally like, that's what she's saying.
Yeah.
It's insane.
But my note is, let me get these bad boys out as I lament my life.
Yeah. But then she's just massaging them and like going like, well, this is it. That's what she's saying. It's fucking crazy. Then the phone rings again. It's not the weird biker guy. It's an obscene phone call. And it is on the level of like, oh gosh, why am I blanking on it? What's the Bob Clark Christmas slasher? Why can't I think of it?
Oh, Silent Night. Right?
No, not Silent Night, Deadly Night. Black Christmas.
Oh, Black Christmas. Yeah.
It's Black Christmas level obscene, where he's like, I'm gonna fuck your brains out, blah blah blah. Like he's making this gravelly, scary voice, and she is medium upset about this.
Mm-hmm.
They, basically demonstrate this by having 20 seconds of just uncut close up on her worried face. They do so many prolonged close-ups on people's face. It's crazy. It reminds me of, and this is the type of movie that definitely inspired like Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. If you've ever seen that, which is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Like this melodrama where like they just do these inexplicable things with the camera and the actors. Like this is the type of movie that inspired that. So just like 20-second uncut, her just making nervous faces into the camera, super, super tight close up.
Big mouth movements. Big mouth movements.
Oh my God. It's like she's chewing marbles. Like there's so much. She calls the police, explains everything. Cop says, give me your number. Give me your phone number. She explains that she has 2 phone lines, and her tonal change suggests that she believes this to be an insurmountable obstacle. She's like, but I have 2 phone lines. And he goes, just give me both numbers. And she's like, oh yes, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good solve. He says, the cop on the other line says, lock yourself into the house and I will call you in exactly 5 minutes. Which is such a strange set of instructions from a police officer. Not stay on the line, not we have help on the way, not let's file a police report. Are you in danger? Like, is there someone there? None of that. Just lock yourself in the house and I will call you in exactly 5 minutes. She says, thank you. She's very pleased with this solution. But oh no, our old pal, I don't even know what to call him at this point. I was referring to him as the fake Freddy toy knockoff names. Sure. I started with Sharpan Joe, which is one of my all-time favorite pictures.
Yeah.
from a knockoff toy catalog of Sharp Hand Joe. But then I started referring to him as Nightmare Freddy as well, which is again another famous knockoff Freddy Krueger figure.
I was just calling him the night killer who comes at day because it's in the middle of the fucking day.
I did not think about that. The night killer almost never comes at night. That should be the title. The night killer never comes at night. Yeah, it's always broad daylight. Everything in this movie is broad, bright daylight. But yeah, he's already in the house. And also Mel's rotary, she has an old, rotary phone. The ringer sounds like crickets chirping. It's very strange and takes you out of it immediately. But the phone rings again. And it's so much so that if they didn't show the phone as it's ringing, I would not realize that's what we were hearing.
I didn't either until they showed.
Doesn't sound. Yeah. Sounds like crickets chirping. And she calls and she's like, he says, "Oh, this is a police." Blah, blah. And she goes, "I thought you were going to call me in exactly 5 minutes," because it had only been like a minute. And he's like, "I can't wait 5 minutes, Mrs. Beck. I'm too horny." And he's right behind her. So this is the vibe of Nightmare Freddy. He is above all else horny and secondarily trying to sound scary, doing a scary guy voice. She is also medium alarmed for about 30 seconds until she starts spazzing out and trying to, escape the house and stuff. But like at first, when he delivers that line and she turns around, she sees this guy in this mask with the gloves and everything. She's just kind of looking at him like, "What are you doing here?" And then she starts spazzing. Let's talk about the mask a little bit more. The way I described it is it looks like a cross between the Haunted Mask from the Goosebumps books and TV show and the Melt Face Killer from The Burning.
Yeah.
That's how I would best describe it. It's a mashup of those two.
Yeah. It might just be a burning mask. Like it's so just generic in everything about it. Mm-hmm. But it also is just a mask. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's a very melty version, but it with the kind of, it doesn't look human either. You know what I mean? It doesn't look entirely human. Mm-mm. It's just a stupid Halloween mask. Some of the lines, and most of the things that I really got a kick out of in this movie are the line deliveries and the dialogue.
Yeah.
At one point he goes, "I'm crazy about your body, your skin, your breasts, the way you smell." And it's like, if you weren't doing that mean guy voice and wearing that mask, it sounds like you're being kind of romantic. Like he's just being like, it sounds like he's not always saying really mean stuff. He's sometimes just saying kind of flattering things. Yeah. It's very strange. It's very hard to understand what's happening at this point because she runs into a different room and closes and locks the door. So you hear him from the other room yelling things at her. And then you hear the phone ring in the other room with him. She has moved to a different room without the phone. And what is happening is the police call back and Nightmare Freddy does basically a regular guy impression, moves from his scary voice to a regular guy voice and tells the cop like, "Oh, I'm her husband. I'm home now. She was upset. Everything's fine now." So now the cops are off the trail. And he's, got her kind of trapped here. She locks herself in the office, finds a gun. She has a gun, looks kind of like a, it's not a 38, but it's a little snub-nosed revolver of some sort. It actually looks like a snub-nosed 357. Like it's a good sized gun, but I don't know. The bore didn't look that big, but it's like, she's got some little, she's got a little, revolver and she loads it and doesn't wait for him to come in. She just starts blasting through the door. And then he just pops up in another direction, kind of like it's one of those scenarios where like those two rooms are connected by a wraparound, 2 rooms that are connected, and they just have doors on either side of that room. And she forgot the layout of her own apartment.
Adoy.
Because he just pops up on the other side of her, and she goes, "No, you were dead." And we're like, that's a huge assumption to make, by the way. You just blasted aimlessly through the door. Yeah. And he goes, "I was just pretending." Which is such a funny line to me. He then takes it zooms in on her face, and you just see like him grabbing her, and you don't see his face, and he takes his mask off. And it's like this big reveal to her. And he's like, "It's all out in the open." So now this has answered our question as a first-time viewer. We are not meant to take that mask at face value. That is a mask in the world of this movie. Those gloves are gloves in the world of this movie. Those aren't just really shitty practical effects that we're meant to understand, or meant to believe. However, we have to face the elephant in the room that he does have super strength, uses them to punch through chests, entire bodies, entire torsos, and those rubber glove nails are very powerful and razor sharp.
He has essentially knives attached to slinkies that would just flop all over. He would cut himself just as much, which I guess explains why he has to wear the isotoners and the black leather trench coat, because otherwise he would cut himself to ribbons, chasing these women down to punch them through the chest.
I just wrote, I did not realize Tony Stark designed decorations for Spirit Halloween, because they clearly have superhuman, technological powers, because we are at this point, nothing else would suggest the presence of any type of supernatural abilities or anything. We get introduced to 2 of my favorite characters, Dr. Willow and Detective Clark. And Dr. Willow is a, clinical psychologist, I guess. They're walking down the hospital, walking down the hall in the hospital, talking about the case, explaining that, she is the only one that saw his face. But the trauma, because she was held by him for 8+ hours, they make it a point to mention many times that she was repeatedly raped and tortured and held for 8+ hours by this guy and somehow got away. And she, because of this trauma, she has forgotten his face along with like everything else. She doesn't know she has a daughter. She's like, basically has amnesia, for all intents and purposes.
She got soap opera amnesia is what she has.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, and this does just so much soap opera vibes throughout it. We get this very funny, again, zoom in on the detective's face after the doctor walks away. It's just, again, it just reminded me of Garth Marenghi immediately.
This scene just told me I have to stop watching movies. Like, I'm done watching movies because...
Oh, you're done with movies?
I'm done with movies, period. Like, they're walking down the hallway and, the detective is asking the doctor a whole bunch of ways, like, how can we bring her memory back? And he's like, well, what if I go show her the mask? Won't that trigger something in her? And he's like, no, it won't work. She's forgotten everything. And then he says, well, what about our emergency plan? And I wrote in my notes, what are the cops going to do? Menace this woman?
Yes.
And
yes, they are.
And yes, I predicted the film.
Yes, they are going to do that for the almost entire runtime of the movie.
I was so like I figured it out after the next scene as well. Like it confirmed for me what everything was happening. But I was like, God damn it! I have guessed this movie this bonkers ass Italian movie. I have guessed this movie completely within the first 25 minutes, and now I have to sit with the rest of it. Thankfully, it's fucking crazy anyway, and it's just full of like goofy line delivery and shit. So yeah.
It is fairly impressive because not that it is well written and that it has a great twist, it's that it's so poorly written, it's hard to follow.
Yeah.
So nothing is sensical. So you don't expect the outcome to be sensical. So it is almost a kind of a, you know, like a double switchback kind of, you know, ending, in that the ending kind of makes sense, but you expected it to make zero sense. So it's kind of surprising that it makes a little bit of sense. It's it's strange.
Well, I mean, like you think of opera and like you can't guess it's the cop. You just can't,
because I mean that's a classic Italian move too, because we saw that cop like once and he said five words. You know,
like so like you can't guess it's like.
I thought that's what it was going to be. I thought it was going to be like it's that one security guard or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a security guard, or it's one of the news reporters that we saw once who just likes, reporting on their own misdeeds, some shit like that. But no, I guessed it down to the letter, and I was like, I gotta stop watching movies because I've guessed this movie, and I also guessed the movie Predestination. And I was just like, I was like, oh, this movie is just the Chuck Palahniuk book Rant. Great. Oh, now I have 2 hours of movie left. And I'm just like, fucking Christ, I'm done watching movies. Write something. I need to watch like stupid shit I can't guess.
Yeah. I mean, the unpredictability is definitely, I mean, we've talked about this, at a premium for me, between unpredictability and just like wild swings. That's almost all I value in a movie.
Yeah,
anymore.
Right.
So yeah, the Clarissa, the daughter, goes in to see Mel in the hospital with Dr. Willow. And she's also Clarissa, this poor child, not an actor, right? Kind of seems annoyed that her mom's laying down. She's like, when are you coming home? But not in like a, mommy, when are you coming home? In like a, I'm hungry, I want a sandwich kind of way.
This kid is a shit.
Yeah. Really, really is a shit. I mean, classic. I mean, what Italian movie was there a kid and the kid wasn't a shit, you know? But so Dr. Willow, in addition to being Timu, Dr. Loomis, is also apparently a Dementor because when he talks to people, he gets so close to their face. He looks like he's sucking out her life essence when he's talking to her in the bed. It's like impossible to ignore. He is 2 inches from kissing her on the lips.
Do you think he had like a hearing aid that he wasn't allowed to wear on set because it interfered with the equipment?
That might be true. I there's no other explanation for being that close. It's just like, that is not okay to be that close. We get another TV report, and they're interviewing Sherman, who was, the guy with Clarissa in the beginning, and we learn that his wife's name is Annie, and they've been friends with Melanie for a period of time, and they help watch Clarissa and whatever. They're just friends, and they're like, hey, they're like waiting outside his house. He comes out and they're like, hey, you were there when they found Melanie or whatever. And he goes, yeah, okay, I'm the guy who saved her. So he says it annoying as fuck, and also in this very Canadian accent too, which was kind of funny to me. But he's also got a big scar on his face. And he explains that he's the one who fought off the killer. And he was cut, in the process, but also he didn't see anything. Like, I didn't get a good look at his face or whatever. And I don't know. It doesn't make any fucking sense, but that's what we're meant to believe. He and Annie are watching Clarissa. Clarissa is staying with them while Melanie is recovering in the hospital. We also learned that the biker guy who we saw the back of his head when she called on the phone and had it out with him, is named Axel and is her ex-husband. So kind of the badass ex-husband, I guess.
Yeah, he's a badass. He's distant. Their marriage is on the rocks.
Yes. He's an alcoholic. Yeah.
The problem with this scene is Sherman, the actor playing Sherman, his acting is so bad, it gives away everything. Because like this is a character you would write if you wanted people to guess what the ending was, because he is so like on the nose with the way he's like, I saved her, but now I have this giant scar for the rest of my life. But you should be looking at her husband. Isn't he dangerous? Well,
he's a bad guy. Yeah.
Off I go with my childless wife, who's always wanted a wife or always wanted a child. And we are now taking care of the only child that we just happen to be gifted through circumstance. And it's like, yeah, man, I get it. You did it. And
there is no doubt in anybody who's ever seen a movie before, there is no doubt that Sherman is involved.
Yeah.
He is the guy, he's the killer, he's the bad guy, whatever. But then we get introduced to another character later, and he's the wild card because you're like, what is this guy's deal?
But the next guy we get introduced to, I was playing by the rules of just Italian films, and like we mentioned in Torso, how it's just full of rapists and ne'er-do-wells. I was like, oh yeah, it's just another rapist and ne'er-do-well that's in the world.
Sure. That's what I thought as well, but we'll get to the ending. It's more stupid than that. We fast forward an undisclosed amount of time. Melanie looks fine. She's healed up. She was all beat up, scarred up, face cut, a mess, right? Fast forward, who knows how long it's been, but she is fine now. And she is cruising down the road in what it looks like cold. It looks to be cold out. She's wearing like a big white fur coat. She's got a white Pontiac Firebird and she's just cruising with the top down. It's a crazy move, but okay.
She got the T-top, brother.
She got the T-top. She's out cruising, and this drunk in a flannel and a Jeep Wrangler comes up, pulls up beside her as they're driving down like a 2-lane road and starts harassing her. He's drinking, like he's actively has a bottle. He's drinking, and is like, "Hey, baby, what are you doing? Blah, I want to drink, blah, blah." And she flips him off, blasts off. He somehow tracks her. Like they were separated enough, like she got away from him enough where she parked her car, got out, and went into a building, and he never saw any of that. But he does somehow get back on her trail, pulls up behind her car, parked on the sidewalk, and walks into the building that she's parked in front of. It's a city block, so it could be any building, but he goes, I'm going to go into this building. Walks in. He just walks into the ladies' room, and she's waiting for him with her trusty pistol. And she goes, "Looking for me?" And you can tell immediately that this guy they're trying to make him seem bad, right? Yeah. First of all, he was drinking and driving. He was saying lewd stuff. So he is our red herring. We know this to be true. But as we'll get into it, he's also a huge bastard. So you're like, oh, he is also a bad guy? We're not sure. But he's also clearly trying to disguise his voice. So to make it seem like he might be the guy doing the voice in the mask, in the costume. Right. And his line deliveries are so bonkers. He is always trying to talk in like more of a gruff voice, but he also, I don't know if he's trying to hide an accent or he just misspeaks and they keep it in. I'll talk about some examples, but some of the line deliveries of his they're the most insane ones in the movie. She makes him strip all his clothes off and flush his clothes in the toilet to get them all wet, apparently. He is wearing a blue Speedo, by the way, underneath, as all, red-blooded flannel-wearing American men do.
He is the most believable, like Virginia Beach character. Because he...
Wait, is this supposed to be in Virginia Beach?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that.
It's supposed to be in Virginia Beach. It's also Christmas time, just in case it wasn't.
I know it's Christmas time.
We didn't say to the audience that it was Christmas time, because that does come back.
I don't know if anything Christmassy has happened yet, but we do get this later. There's Christmas trees and lights and stuff on the street. And it's clearly not a cold, it's not the Midwest.
Right.
But it's also not a tropical environment. So I was trying to place when this is, but I missed the Virginia Beach thing.
I don't think they ever truly announce it, but it's in the synopsis, and her car has Virginia license plates, and
okay.
He's just a regular Virginia Beach, dude, drinking and driving in a Jeep, wearing a Speedo. That makes all the sense in the world. But
I mean, now that you say Virginia Beach, all this adds up.
Yeah.
But it's funny because, well, she delivers a great line that I don't want to gloss over. But when he's like, "Really, you're going to make me, flush my clothes or whatever?" And she's like, "Shouldn't be much for an asshole like you because you're full of shit." It's just like such a stupid line. But
and then the way she
kind of says it like it's super sick burn.
Yeah, she says it like a super sick burn, but then runs away like a child. Like, just out of the door. So she's like, fucking got him. No time for a retort. Like, don't give him time to get you back.
I can't hear you. Like, she should have put her fingers in her ears and ran away. But he then comes out of the bathroom just wearing his blue Speedo, and the security guard goes, hey, bud, what happened to your clothes? And in maybe my favorite line in the entire movie, he goes, and I'm going to try to do my best version of how he speaks, but it is impossibly weird. He goes, "I got molested in the little boys' room."
It's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Jumps and jog. He does this like jog away. Like he's got up from a play and is running back to the huddle in a football game.
Like he's a little too jaunty about like what he's just said. He's like, ha ha.
Yeah. He looks like he just ran for like a modest 6-yard gain. And is pretty happy about it, but not thrilled. And he just pops up, kind of hops up and jogs out. But the way he says it.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, it's the exact same, psychology that she just pulled when she left the ladies' room of like, deliver the line, run away. Don't give them time to respond. Get out.
If you're going to see a clip of this movie anywhere, which you're probably not, but if you were to ever see a clip of this movie somewhere, this is probably the clip you're going to see, is him going, "Hey, bud, what happened to your clothes?" And him go, "I got molested in the little boys' room." He says like boys. Almost says like buoy, like a buoy. Like, in that little boys' room. It's so fucking silly. I love it.
Shouldn't be anything new for an asshole like you. You're full of shit yourself.
Hey, bud, what happened to your clothes?
I got molested in the little boy's room.
Continued in part 2.